Welcome to the Polo GTI. This is the Golf 7 GTI's baby brother, and today we're checking this car out because, well, we can actually change it and make it a lot faster. Yes, because this is one of the cars to receive an engine swap with update 1.63, and today we're gonna try and see how good that engine swap actually makes it and whether or not it can actually beat out of few race cars. So now we see the engine swap we have for the Polo is coming out of the VW GTi VGT Group 3 race car. So look, it is a race car engine. Is it the best race car engine? No, but look, it should allow us to just have a lot better of an experience in the Polo GTI, especially since we see, well, the power shoots up to 551 brake horsepower and we actually lose some weight. So 325,000 credits actually doesn't sound that bad for improvements across the board. Now we see when it comes to upgrading a car, well, we don't really have that much we can actually do to it, because with it being a race car engine, you can't change what's already perfected. However, what we can change is a high RPM turbocharger, and by doing that we actually see the power shoots up to 789 brake horsepower, which is a lot of power for a little Polo GTI to handle. So do I think that the Polo will actually be able to handle this level of power? No. That's like the whole reason I'm actually getting the LSD, because I feel like this level of power is going to be a lot for the Polo to handle. Luckily, the Polo is a lot newer of a vehicle, which means it should handle the power decently well. But look, there's only one way to really find out, and that's by taking it out onto circuit. So now we're gonna run the Polo GTI against what the game will consider as competition. Why there's a Porsche 918 in front of me, I have no idea, but regardless, this is what the game considers the Polo's competition now, and it is the fastest cars in the game. I don't know how that works out, but regardless, here we are. We'll send it around the inside, and we're making moves. Okay, better understeer if you keep your foot flat, but the car actually pulls really nicely. It's really smooth. We do have understeer, especially when you're coming around a corner and you have your foot flat. There's just like almost no grip. The car just wants to slide. That is a Polo GTI overtaking the Bugatti. Never thought I'd ever say that. Here we go, past the Aston also. We are moving the little Polo. We are currently in second place, one lap left. Can we actually get it done? I have no idea, but we're currently actually losing ground in first place, which is not according to plan. Come on, power, get traction, we need it now. Oh, come on, we're closing in. What is that, Ferrari? Indeed it is. Yeah, we are coming around. Oh, we are carrying the speed. Power, come on. There's no way we're outrunning the Ferrari on the straight, but when it comes to the corners, that's where we have to shine. Like through here, chuck it. Yes, boy. Can't do that in your Ferrari. So there we have it now. Polo GT. No! I was gonna say we won against the fastest cars in the game, but the Ferrari had other plans. So look at that, Polo GTI up against some of the fastest cars in the world, and we actually sat toe to toe and did really well. So yeah, Polo, quite surprising against some of the fastest street cars. Now let's put it up against some race cars. So what we're gonna do now is run the car up against some Group 4 vehicles, because with it being at where it is fully upgraded, it takes us just simply changing our tire compound from racing soft to racing hard in order to get down to 700 performance points. So there's no way this car would even compete with Group 3 vehicles, so we're gonna have to put it head to head against some Group 4 cars, and there's no better event than the WTC 700 around the 1. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna try and just use some fuel saving tactics and see how far we actually get around the circuit now. So you see we are actually already making some overtakes. With this power level and the car still wheel spinning, it's not the best when it comes to putting its power down, so that is something we do need to watch for, especially when trying to really surge through corners. Then the understeer will shine its lights and, well, just not really help us in that situation. So look, I'm not expecting a super fast lap time. I'm expecting an initial lap of maybe 4 minutes and 12 seconds. But there's only one way to find out. Right now we see we are currently doing 300 kilometers per hour. That's 320 right now. And we are still climbing. We actually hit the rev limiter. Even with us hitting a rev limiter, 320 is more than enough. It's more than enough to actually have us pull away from the opponents. So we just ran an initial lap of 4 minutes and 11 seconds, but the biggest issue is the fact that, well, we only have 64% of fuel remaining and 1.8 laps, which isn't really a best. So what I actually want to do is try it again and see if I extend the gears, if we can't get better fuel consumption out of it. So now we see lap time wise we actually ran a very similar lap time, but we see we actually have 69% of fuel remaining now, which is a lot better compared to our first run. So now let's just see how far we get and if we can actually get the win. So now we are coming to the end of the third lap. We see our tires are completely worn and our fuel tank is almost on empty. So we're gonna dive into pits now. I'm a bit undecided for when I run race intermediates or racing hards. I think I'm gonna switch on over to intermediates just in case, because the weather is looking a bit suspect. So it may rain, it might not rain. All I know is if it does not rain, I'm gonna have to dive into pits. If it does not rain, I'm gonna have to dive into pits. So regardless, I'm gonna have to dive into pits. So fingers crossed it does rain, because with me putting the race intermediates on, I need the circuit to be wet. But hey, fingers crossed we actually have that sorted now. There we go. Wipers just came on. First sign of drops now on circuit. We need that bar to fill up. Yes, there we go. There we go. There's the rain. So we have officially won. Technically we haven't crossed the line yet, but we won because we see second place is what, almost 3 minutes and 16 seconds behind me, and there's only 1 minute and about 50 seconds left on the clock. They are still at the bottom of the circuit, so they have to make their way up, and well, I'm already at the line, which means this is an easy win. So a point where I only have 8% of fuel left, can't complete another lap. My tires are completely worn out, so if somehow they manage to get you in this time frame, I'll lose, but they're not gonna do that. So the Polo GTI with the new engine swap in it is actually really good. I made money with it. I really ran toe to toe with some of the fastest hypercars in the game. Is it the fastest or the best engine swap out there? Absolutely not. It's not even top 10. Look, it's a good engine swap because it has improved what the Polo GTI could be. So with that improvement, can't really complain. And for 325,000 credits, it's not really that expensive, but it does improve the Polo, so that's the main thing. So look, I'd say engine swap. So just like that, the Polo GTI can win against race cars. It can almost beat out all of the fastest cars in the game. So yeah, the Polo GTI with this engine swap, not too shabby.